Just for a reminder for members of the media, it is star one to get in the queue to ask questions, and we have Associate Head Coach Trooper Taylor on the line of Arkansas State. Coach, while we're waiting for questions to get in the queue by hitting star one, would you mind starting us off with a opening statement?
Not at all, my friend. First of all, I want to say I apologize for Coach Anderson. He had a prior engagement speaking with some alum in Little Rock that he couldn't get out of. He would have loved to have been here, I promise you. But just starting off, we are excited about the opportunity that we have. We're looking forward to just a physical football game, two good teams that are matching up. Obviously, both offenses are kind of similar with spreading the ball out and playing fast. And then both defenses, same way, big play defenses on each side of the ball. And we are very excited about this opportunity and looking forward to the game.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Matt with the Jonesboro Sun. Matt, please go ahead.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Hey, first, just what's the challenge with New Mexico State's offense? Is it real similar to yours, and does that help, I guess?
You know, Coach Martin obviously does a good job, and, you know, both offenses obviously are similar in the fact that both head coaches are coordinating and calling plays. And, you know, obviously when they do that, there's not a deal you got to check with. You don't have to check with anybody when you want to call that play. You can just do it. But just the weapons that both offenses have, you know, when you look at, you know, New Mexico State, just going across the board, you know, starting with, you know, the Scott kid, number 16. I mean, he's 6'6", he's 215, and obviously just his catch radius is unbelievable. And then when you look out there with the running backs, you got Larry Rose. It feels like he's been there for 20 years, you know, and he's so phenomenal in space. You know, if he catches that ball in space, he's going to make two or three guys miss. I mean, and then when you look at the quarterback, I mean, he's 6'3", 218. You know, he's done a great job of taking care of the ball. I know he had a few turnovers in some games, but a lot of those came off tip balls or balls that, you know, had an opportunity to be caught first. But the way he manages the game and the playmakers that they have on that perimeter, you know, it'll keep you up at night. Trust me. Been up all night watching them myself, and it's very scary, just the amount of playmakers that they have on the field.
Do you see any differences with this New Mexico State team as opposed to the last couple that you guys have played?
Oh, absolutely. There's no substitute for experience, and all those guys that I mentioned are seniors, and they're coming back and have played a lot of football. Obviously, physically have developed, but just watching them play and the way they run their routes, the way they finish off runs, just the football IQ is extraordinary. When you look out there, they don't make a lot of mistakes, guys. You don't see guys jumping off sides. You don't look up and there's two receivers in the same spot or things like that. The protections, you know, the quarterback in the center handles that and do a great job of, you know, putting their guys in position to protect him. And then he does a great job of avoiding tackles and not giving up sacks. He gets rid of the football when he needs to, and the ball is thrown on time out of his hands when you see blitzes coming at him. So, yeah, they're a much better football team, and they're obviously well coached on both sides of the ball. You know, and you know, if you just look at the records, and people say, well, just look at the record, but look at how many games they were in, had opportunity to win them, and the ball didn't bounce their way one play here or there that could have made a big difference. But I mean, they've done a really good job. And then when you come off a win, and you've had 2 weeks to get ready for an opponent, that obviously should give you an advantage. And we know that, and we understand the challenge that's ahead of us, but they're definitely a better football team than the ones that we played in the past.
You know, coming off this game with Louisiana Lafayette, do you feel like you guys are kind of hitting your stride at this point in the season? You
know, when we look at the tape, anytime you come out of a game, it's never as good as you think, and it's never as bad. But after reviewing the tape and looking at the film, we realize that there's a lot of things that we need to improve on, things that we left out on the field. You know, I know Coach Anderson was disappointed. He's always disappointed when we have to kick field goals, so he was really disappointed some of the execution in the second half offensively. And then just defensively for us, just when looking at just different coverages and things that mistakes were made, that could have really cost us, that they just weren't able to take advantage of. But a football team and a quarterback like the Rogers kid, he will exploit that, and we know that. So we have to get those things fixed.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Coach. That's all the questions we have for you today. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you guys very much. You guys have a blessed day.